Now to a NewsNation exclusive investigation and a story about those sworn to protect and serve.
Allegations of sexual assault and retaliation within the U.S. Army. Tonight, an in-depth look at a soldier's death at Fort Bliss in Texas. 19-year-old Asia Graham reported a sexual assault to her supervisors.
The accused soldier appearing in court today in new video that you'll only see tonight here on NewsNation, and concerns tonight of a larger issue within the branch of the military. NewsNation investigative correspondent Rich McHugh is live at Fort Bliss with the story tonight.
Good evening. Just a few hours ago at the courthouse behind me, Private First Class Christian Alvarado was formally arraigned on 6 charges. One of those charges relates to the sexual assault of Asia Graham, dating back to 2019. Graham's family is demanding justice, and they have so many questions. I spoke with them earlier.
Nicole, tell me about Asia. What was she like?
She was wonderful. She was kind, courageous. She loved family. Everybody that met her was impacted by her. If you were loved by Asia, you experienced a special love.
In 2019, Asia Graham graduated high school and immediately enlisted in the Army, following in her dad's footsteps. He'd served 20 years with tours in Iraq, but had lost his life to cancer when Asia was just 10.
She was always just an example of what love is, what happiness is.
She was a super soldier. She was proud to be a soldier.
But just months after she joined the Army, her path took a drastic turn. She called her brother and said she needed help. He moved out to Texas to be with her.
I noticed that she was out of character, the sunbeam, the happiness, I walk in the room and I light it up, dimmed, and then when she came in the door, she's like, listen, I got something to tell you.
Asia told her brother that a few months earlier, in December 2019, she'd been raped by another soldier on base.
So when she said it, she tried to say it in a strong way, hey, this happened, but I'm about to get everything right.
The Army says that Asia Graham reported her assault on June 1st, but Anthony Graham says his sister reported the assault to her command 4 months earlier in February. So she's reported this incident to authorities.
Yep.
At that point, you're living with her.
Yep.
In Texas. She would tell you, how it's going.
Yep.
What did she tell you about their reaction?
That they don't really care, that they just really just want her to just tell her that they're fine, tell her that she's fine, move on in her life, just shut up, quit talking about it. You keep talking about it, that's why you keep feeling about it. So just shut up about it, keep it moving, be quiet.
They told her to shut up.
Yes.
Shut up about it.
Keep it moving, and all they wanted to care about was her saying that she's fine. So I guess they are the paperwork saying, oh, well, she said she's okay, she said she's okay, or whatever. But she coming home and telling me how they just don't care about her. Don't care about her at all.
But you distinctly remember her telling you, they told her to shut up about it.
She told me that too.
Yep.
Anthony moved back to North Carolina in July to help his mother recover from injuries sustained in a car accident, and Asia later moved from the apartment back into the Army barracks.
The Army made her move back into the barracks.
Once I left.
Once he left.
What was the reason?
She wasn't allowed to move off. They punished her. They started punishing her. She had to call every hour. She wasn't allowed to go off post. She was supposed to stay in her room, and all those restrictions on her because they wanted her to shut up.
Retaliation for reporting sexual assault in the military is very real. According to the Department of Defense's own records, 64% of soldiers who report sexual assault are retaliated against.
She started self-medicating. She started being drunk more. Stuff like that. She did negative things to herself, but she normally never did. Was totally out of character for her.
Asia got a DUI, and her family says she became suicidal.
She had to see this man over and over and over and over again, and that's when she's talking about how she broke, because she just felt used and left to think everything was okay and nobody was caring for her.
Asia herself detailed the timeline and all that she endured in a chilling letter to her mother. I reported it in February. I told my NCO sergeant. After that, I started to hear myself being talked about. All they cared about, the Army doctrine and cover up themselves. I was really asking for help. He lived right down the hallway from me, so getting out of my room every day, knowing I might have to see him and speak, I got an apartment. They made me move back on post and restricted me to my company area. I just feel mistreated, and I reported it in February, and I just now got intensive outpatient therapy when I've been asking for therapy and guidance for the longest. I never was like this, and I've been asking for help, and my rapist still gets to walk around in the unit, and it's so crazy because it's really feeling like I'm never going to get my peace. I just feel stuck in the system, just waiting for an answer. I want to be heard, and they are not hearing me. Asia sent that letter to her mother on December 27th.
The last conversation I had with her, she said, "Mama, I'm ready to fight.
I'm ready to fight."
I'm ready to fight. And she had lawyers.
3 days later, on New Year's Eve, Asia Graham was found unresponsive in her barrack at Fort Bliss.
I can't focus, I can't concentrate. All I want is my daughter back.
The autopsy has not been released, but the Army says it remains under investigation, though they do not suspect foul play. Asia's family feels the Army didn't do enough to protect
I feel
her.
like they are not trying to do nearly as much as what they need to do in order to fully get justice for my sister.
No, they're trying to cover it up.
They're just trying to sweep it under the rug and keep it moving, and I'm not allowing that.
Here again, we have an unprotected young service member that trusted the process and reported her sexual assault, and now she's deceased.
Amy Frank is a sexual assault advocate for the United States Army. The Army hired her to help soldiers who report sexual assault and harassment navigate the process and help protect their rights.
You've looked at Asia Graham's case, you've spoken to her family. What, in your experience and your understanding of her case, happened here?
Well, the most horrific thing is that she was continually told, allegedly by her company commander, to shut up about her rape, that she was coming into constant contact with the alleged offender and told to stop talking about it. That's horrifying, that she was basically pleading for help and told, we don't want to hear about it, just keep moving along.
She reported the assault according to her family and according to her own text messages. And what should have happened?
Safety and risk assessment first. Separating the service members to ensure that they don't come into contact, and creating a safety plan to ensure that there is a clear plan of action, that if the separation fails, that the victim knows what steps to take and where to go, and the command knows what their responsibility is and how that they can further protect the service member. If you have a soldier that continues to come in contact with their alleged offender, and they're seeking behavioral health care to the point where the behavioral health professional thinks that they need to be on psychotropic meds, her safety and risk factor should have been reassessed, and they should have stood up what's called a high-risk response team to protect her and to give her some security. So I question if that was ever done.
The Army declined to be interviewed for this story. They have yet to answer a number of our questions, but say a military protective order was put in place, an investigation was conducted, and charges were preferred against the alleged offender on October 22nd. Amy Frank says the Army suspended her when she reported some of her findings up the chain of command.
I'm sure it would be much easier for you in your current role not to speak out publicly, and yet you've decided to. Why?
Because I can't continue to sit quietly knowing that the process is harming the service members to the point where they're languishing in such sorrow that they are committing suicide and are not protected. They trust the process, and the process is harming them. Allow transparency to occur. Stop redacting investigations. Stop doing internal investigations. Protect the reporting victim. Let due process carry itself out. Just be kind and decent to other human beings that are reaching out to you in their trauma.
And that would solve this?
Yeah, it's really easy. I want to be extremely crystal clear. I love the military. You know, my grandfather was a World War II vet, Bronze Star. My dad is a retired colonel. My son is a vet. Both of my uncles were veterans. You know, my other uncle served in Vietnam. I love the military, and they're supposed to be a family. And it's like they're protecting the offenders instead of the reporting victims.
The Army announced that they are going to court-martial this soldier. Does that feel like any sort of justice to you?
No, 0%. What is that? What is that? That is nothing. That's like a slap on the wrist, honestly.
To me, they failed her. They just failed her. And she didn't deserve that. She was such a wonderful young lady. She didn't deserve none of that.
The Graham family has been waiting for the Army to release Asia's body to them so they can have a funeral and begin to move forward. But they vow to fight.
They're playing with my emotions. Just give me my daughter, let me lay her to rest, and tell me what the autopsy said. Give me her stuff so I can look through her paperwork, because she had 3 binders prepared. I want to see that paperwork. I want to see what my daughter worked on. And I will keep having a voice for my daughter for as long as I live.
I spoke with Nicole Graham just earlier, and she said that she has received Asia Graham's body back from the Army, and she can now, with her family, begin the process of mourning and memorializing her daughter. And it's a long road ahead for them. Back to you, Marnie.